Pokemon Phax. When togepis hatch from their respective eggs, they keep most of the shells on in order to keep warm. They're fragile and constantly on the verge of dying from hypothermia, but are considered the eyesore of the Pokemon world. Their peers are disgusted by their outward appearance, for they see them the way we see infants covered in their mother's goop and placenta. But instead of cleaning themselves up, the togepis make it their entire aesthetic due to its importance to their survival. They're abandoned from birth to struggle in a cold, unfeeling world, panhandling on the streets to make ends meet. Luckily, togepis are adorable, so they're able to live off the kindness of strangers. And oftentimes they'll be adopted by trainers and provided food and shelter. Raising togepis can be cumbersome due to plenty of health concerns, but the trainers persevere because of their ability to trigger paternal instincts. After accumulating enough experience, togepis evolve into togetics. These creatures look like giant boiling flasks with tiny wings. Not many of them make it to this stage of their lives, so they understand the importance of spreading goodwill. Togetics try to give back as much as they've gotten, for without the help of others, they would have been left rotting on the streets. So they volunteer at soup kitchens and work for various charities that focus on orphans. Instead of giving considerations to their own career paths, they tend to children, guiding them towards an uncertain future. The trainers that adopted the togetics are proud of their selfless nature, but they can't help but be concerned. They worry that the togetics' generational trauma is hampering them from building healthy lives of their own. Togetics do their best to quell the fears of their adoptive parents. They tell them they have all the time in the world to go back to school once they've done all they can to help others. It's not enough to convince them, but the trainers do their best to be understanding. After all, the togetics do a lot of good for the community and didn't wish to trivialize their contributions. Eventually, togetics evolve into togekiss and assume the form of the happiest stealth bombers. They continue juggling charity work and part-time gigs as waiting staff with no other prospects in life. They haven't developed much other skills to work in other more profitable sectors, and the weight of their lifestyle begins to dawn upon them the older they get. In the midst of their confusion, they meet other togekisses during work and develop romantic feelings. Leaning on each other for comfort helps to ease their minds and forget some of the daunting issues they face. It helps that their kind are able to empathize with one another due to their shared experience of being orphans. Together, they feel like they could take on the world, to hell with steady paychecks and health insurance, and luxury vacations, and perishable food, and pampering themselves with gifts over $50. Though it's a nice sentiment, their reality always comes crashing down when one of the togekiss miss their period. Afraid of what that might imply, they visit the doctor, and their hopes shatter. It's not fair. They've done so much for so many, cost themselves their own future in service of others. They're not ready for this. It pains them to think of their options. They feel like a bunch of hypocrites for even considering it. But eventually, they abandon their eggs in the dead of night, and thus the cycle continues. When togepis hatch from their respective eggs, they keep most of the shells on in order to keep warm. I'm a Pringle can full of worms, and this has been another episode of Pokemon Phax. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more factual Pokemon facts. Have a wonderful Pokemon day.